back to the Study Edge Academy. I hope you're all doing well. If you enjoyed our previous lesson, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a math lesson. In our last lesson, we learned about whole numbers and place value. Today, we'll build on that by learning how to compare and order whole numbers. So, grab your notebook and let's begin. So, first of all, I want to talk about the word compare. So, what does the word compare mean? So, if we're comparing numbers, deciding on which number is greater, smaller, or equal, we use the signs this, which is a greater than, this, which is a less than, and this, which is an equal to. So, I hope we understand that. So whenever we're comparing numbers, we mostly use these three symbols, which are the greater than, the less than, and the equal to. So let me rub that up so we can take an example. Okay, so the first example we're gonna take are the numbers 45 and 29. So remember, we have three options: the greater than, the less than, and the equal to. So, no, in these numbers, the first thing we are going to think about is which number is bigger in 45 and 29. And in those two, 45 is the biggest. So, we use our greater than sign, which is right here. Okay, let me take another example. We have 18 and we have 36. So we also think which number is bigger in 18 and 36. And the biggest number is 36, so we use the less than. So always know that the closed part is always facing the smaller number, while the open part is always facing the big number. Like here, the open part is facing 36 because it's bigger, and the open part is facing 45 because it's bigger. So let me take one more examples. Okay, we have the greater than, less than, and equal to. So I have the number 500 and the number 500. So in these numbers, they are obviously the same number. So none of them is bigger. They are equal to each other. So we just add the equal to sign. Okay, so I believe we understand what I'm trying to say when we're using the greater than, the less than, and the equal to symbols. So if we want to compare large numbers, for example, 6,215 and 6,198. So if you might not easily be able to think that which one is bigger than which one. So the first thing you do is to compare the thousands. So this and this is 6,000, 6,000. So no one is bigger than the other. Okay? Then we'll compare the hundreds. Let me write the units, tens, hundred, and thousand. So it'll be easier. Units, tens, hundred, and thousand. Okay. So the thousands are equal to each other because they're 6,000. Then for the hundred, we have two and we have one. And in two and one, which one is obviously bigger? It's two. So therefore, we are going to say that this is bigger than this. There is no actual need for you to compare the tens and the units of each other together because we're already seeing from the hundred that the two is greater than the one. If we had something like 6019 and 6008, then let me write the unit tens, hundred, thousand. Unit, tens, hundred, and thousand. We compare the thousands, they're equal to each other. We compare the hundreds, they're equal to each other. And when we compare the tens, we have one and we have zero. So which one is bigger? It's the one. So we had our greater to sign. I hope we are understanding what I'm trying to say whenever we're comparing big numbers. Okay? Moving forward. So Let's talk about ordering of numbers. That is from, so we have two types of ordering of numbers. The first one is the ascending, which is from the smallest to the largest. For example, if you're giving 45, 12, 98, and 30 to order them from the smallest to the largest, it'll be 12, 30, 45, and 98. That is for the first type of ordering of numbers. So I'm coming, let me just rub that off. Then the second type is called descending order, which is from the largest to the smallest. So if we're giving those same numbers, 45, 12, 98, and 3, to arrange them in descending order, it would be from the biggest, which is 98, 45, 30, and 12. So let me just give you some tips in case you want to study this. So please always compare the biggest place value first. Don't start from the unit when you're trying to compare to numbers. You start from the thousands, and always make sure to read each number twice so you don't make a mistake when trying to read the numbers. And the most important rule, anytime you're focusing on comparing of numbers, don't always rush the question. You can take your time and easily read the questions. So today we've learned how to use the greater than, okay, wait, then how to use the greater than, the less than, the equal to, ascending order, and descending order. So let me just give you a few questions for you to practice. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a DIY. So you're gonna add the signs in this one. This is the continuation of a B here. And last one, 100. Okay, so let me just give you a few questions on ascending and descending order. So, okay, wait. So if I say A, I mean ascending order. So you have to arrange this from the smallest to the largest. 93, 41, 67, 15, and 80. And you have to arrange this from descending from the biggest to the smallest. So it's 5040, 5004, 4500, and 5400. Okay, so we had a fantastic work today. So if you've answered the DIY questions, that's great job, because when you keep practicing, it becomes much more easier to solve mathematics. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might find it helpful. Thank you for watching the Study Edge Academy, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye, everyone.